Hi Sharks, welcome back. Today I'm going to be painting in my Pentalic Aqua journal. This is my 5x8, 5x8.5, whatever it is, Aqua journal, and I really love these books. As most of you know, I am in collaboration with the Pentalic company for their journals and sketchbooks. So, just so you're aware of that, I do not receive any payment from them, but I am super in love with their products, so this is what I use. So today I'm going to be doing a sketch. I started the sketch while I was sitting on the phone, and my phone's going to ring any second, so I'm going to have to stop again. But I think I'm going to do a pen sketch. I started it in pencil. I was just putting in some mountains. I'm going to have a little bit of water, some trees, tree stumps, and that kind of thing. But I think I will go ahead and use my trusty platinum carbon pen today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab my Lamy Safari, but I don't know where it went. So let me grab that. Change my mind. I'm going to use my Kawecko Sport pen, and this one has is leaking a little bit. It has Noodlers Matahari's Cordial in it, which is kind of a purpley ink. I'm not sure how that's going to look against this, but it should be okay. I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead. All I did was sketch in some mountains, but I got to put in trees, tree stumps, water, like I said, all sorts of stuff. So I was thinking about doing this poppy painting for you guys, showing you negative painting techniques, but I'm going to go ahead and do this landscape instead. And I appreciate all the well wishes from all of you guys and everybody who's concerned about me. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to continue with my YouTube channel. I'm going to continue it for now anyway and see what happens. But anyhow, I just wanted you all to be aware, not to worry. The reason I'm not putting out many videos is because I've been really sick a lot lately, and a lot of you know I had 4 fusions done in my spine and my neck in 2014, and that was what was the initial problem after my surgery, going into a respiratory arrest, which caused my PTSD. And so now I'm having symptoms in my hands again and down my arms, which is how it started the last time with my neck. And I lose feeling in my hands sometimes, and they're all numb. These 2 fingers on both hands are completely numb, and I sometimes get numbness in my middle one. So I'm going for an MRI. I'm seeing a bunch of specialists again and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm also getting a lot of migraines. I think I'm in rebound. So anybody who has migraines will understand what rebound is. But that's it. That's it for my health update. And I'm going to go ahead and get sketching. I'm going to back this up so that you can see me mixing colors, hopefully, but also somebody was asking me about my water, how I set it up. This is how I set up my water. Somebody asked me what I do when I'm mixing colors. Please excuse my mess on my desk here. I need to clean it up badly, but I actually have 2 of these bowls. One person I was watching in a Craftsy class years ago said that she uses large glass bowls for her water, and she uses 2 of them, one for clean, one for dirty. I use because they take up so much space, I just use one. This is a 3-quart glass bowl. I bought it on Amazon for, I don't know, $6 or something. And then this had honey in it. I use organic raw honey because I'm on a special autoimmune diet. So, and this I use for my clean water or something similar, something small. And so when I'm mixing my colors, if I have plenty to mix together, I'll dip in this water to rinse. If my water's still fairly clean, I may not even dip into here at all, but I'll dip into this one, grab my paint, mix, then I wipe it off, usually on my sponge or on a rag, the excess paint, so that I don't dirty my water as quickly. Then I rinse, then I go in here, and then I'm looking through the camera lens so I couldn't find the hole. Then I grab my other color and mix it together. And if I'm off, I do it again, do that, go in there, do this. And that's how I do it every single time. I'm trying to get in the habit of using an old brush that I don't like this I bought online to try it out. It was a faux squirrel brush by Dynasty. I do not recommend them. They're not well made. They're okay. I mean, it's a very stiff brush, which squirrel is not. So I'm using that for mixing my colors up to try to keep from ruining brushes. But so that is it. This is the reference picture that I'm going off of, but I'm not painting the exact photo because it is most likely a copyrighted photo. So I'm just taking bits and pieces of it for reference, but I'm going to be making a different picture from it. Just going to grab my Silver Black Velvet number 8 brush, which is currently my favorite brush, although I got this Roofloff Squirrel Mix brush, and this one, which I have not tried yet, basically just for mopping. And then I got this, this synthetic Roofloff number 1, which I've been wanting, a number 1 rigger. And it's great for doing grasses, skinny tree trunks, all sorts of stuff. I used them, I'll show you a couple of the paintings I used them on. I was trying the feathers. By the way, that's what we're going to be doing, is a feather video on the Doodle and Sketchbox. But the video still is not up yet. I've checked like 5 times today. This is one that I used both of these brushes on. And I did the entire painting, I believe, with these 2 brushes. I may have used my Silver Black Velvet to do the rocks because it comes to a better point than this one does. This one is more of a fat brush, and it does come to a point, but it's not as sharp a point as this one, as you can see here. So anyway, I'll be using these brushes again. I really like these, and I did get one before. Anyway, let's move on. I'm going to go ahead, get started here, and I'm going to start with the sky. I'm just going to go ahead and use ultramarine blue on the sky. I'm just holding this on here because I'm getting toward the end of the book. I've only got a couple pages left to finish my book. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages left in there. Front and back would be 10 sketches, but the nice thing about these Aqua journals, is that they have the same tooth on the front and the back of the paper, which is not too heavy, so it's great for pen work, as I told Michelle, who was wanting to try that. I don't know why my phone's dinging. I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't come out loud. Okay, and I'm going to grab some ultramarine blue right here. And I'm just going to put it in my tray so that I can see how strong it is. I want it pretty strong at the top. And then I will lighten it. I'm going to grab a Kleenex. I'm not worried about the blue on the mountains because I can add burnt sienna to it or whatever. It helps the browns when you're mixing. In fact, I could just go over most of these right here with the blue, but I'm not going to do that because there's sand in between and all sorts of stuff, which I'm not sure I'm going to use anyway. Okay, now I need a Kleenex, and I'm just going to dab some clouds in. Didn't want it that light on this side, so I'm just going to add a little more of that blue back there. Okay. So I'm going to use some sap. I think I'll just add it to the little bit of blue that's in there. And I'm just going to line these areas. This is not going to be my final color, but I just want to get it down. Once I get it down, I can start adding other color to it. I didn't want to use this brush either. I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. It'll work a lot better. That brush is so stiff and doesn't hold any paint. Okay, and now with that, I'm going to add in a little bit of ultramarine blue. It's pretty dark over on this side. The sun is shining on the right-hand side. So I'm going to keep this left-hand side of the painting much darker. Maybe add a little Prussian blue in there, just for fun. Comes up like this. Let me start again with the sap. It's a little bit darker because I still had blue on my brush. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about what I want to do there. Part of this is grassy area, and I'm going to grab some of that blue and do the same thing again. I'm probably going to have to go back and add those things in again. It'd be hard to do right now, and then you're better off doing the mountains first. I just did not do the mountains first because my sky was still wet. This side is going to be much lighter, not down here, but in the center. So I'm going to grab my sap again. I need a lot more sap on the brush or on the palette. So I don't know if you can see me working here. Yeah, I guess you can. I'm adding some more sap in. And I'll add a little more ultramarine over here. Maybe a little Prussian in it. Mix them together. Or put them side by side even. There we go. Okay, so this area, I want to add yellow too. Start with the yellow actually. It's going to go like this, down to about here. This will be the background, and then just dropping in some deeper green, which is sap. I had my Hansa yellow medium, but I had a little green on my brush, which I left on purpose. Then over here, I'm just going to make this all sap and then darken it again. Brush is too wet. Over here, the trees are going to be really big. And I'm going to add the blue in anyway because those trees are going to be even darker. Okay. Should have left a little bit of a mark there for the sand or whatever that is. Is that rock? It looks almost like rock. Take some yellow ochre. And again, Daniel Smith's yellow ochre is transparent, unlike some of the other ones. And I tried the other day working with my Hematite Genuine. Oh my gosh, you guys. It was really nice using it for rocks and things like that. So I'm going to show you how that works today. I'm going to use some of my Piamonite or Pimonite, whatever it is. Pull some of that out here. It's a nice rich red brown. And then my hematite. Is my phone ringing? Yep, it is. Okay, now I just started working on the mountains, and basically I'm taking a little bit of, I've got all sorts of colors on my brush here. I've got hematite, I've got some blue, I got raw yellow ochre, and I'm just adding all these colors in. I want them to all mix together. I'm going to grab some of this Piamonite again and put that in there. And some of the Hematite Genuine. Ouch. And now I'm just going to grab a little more of that yellow ochre to start. My brush is still a little dirty. I didn't clean it off real well. And I'm going to take some of that blue that was left over. I was mixing the green in with. Going to put that in there. A little more of the hematite. I'm just mixing it up to make these mountains look like they have some variety of color to them. That's all. This looks a little too uniform, so I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. Same with this area here. I want some of that to look like rock formation. Okay. The Hematite Genuine really granulates a lot. If you remember from my other video, if you watched that, you asked for it video. I did the Primatech reviews. Also, I do have the kyanite and sugilite that I was going to work with. Also, I meant to use some of that on the sky. I totally forgot. Maybe I can go back and add some. We'll see. Okay, now I want to add a little more. I think I'll add a little bit of gray in here. I really like the hematite though, because it'll granulate a little more if it's wet enough, and I don't think it's wet enough, so We'll see, that'll granulate. That's about it for that. And I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. I want to see, though, I can't remember what the kyanite and sugilite look like, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them out here and just see on my palette. Oh yeah, that blue, that was a pretty blue, kind of a stormy blue. Be great for clouds. I could even maybe, I'm going to use this brush again that I hate, but I might be able to put some gray in these clouds here where they're heavier. Seems to dry so fast. It is sparkling too. I don't think you can see it, but I can see little bits of sparkle here. I might use some in the water. The sugilite, can show you. I think I have a photo of it, or a photo. I used it in here. I think that's kyanite, and then there's sugilite right there. But here we go. That's sugilite, and that's kyanite, and I mixed them together, but it's hard to see the sheen on it and that. Oh, here we go. Here's a better one. I don't know if you can see the kyanite sparkle there in the sugilite. It's so pretty. But anyway, I'll be using them more. Now I'm going to get these trees in. I'll go ahead and use my rigger, and I'm just going to take some let's see here. Just use some of this hematite that's stuck in this from the other day. If I can get it to soften. I don't know if that's going to be dark enough though. Okay, and I want to put in some pine trees. Some come way up above. Whoops. It had a big old drop of paint on it. I'm going to start with a light color. I need to use some, I'll use some sap, and the Daniel Smith sap is much darker than what you'll find with Winsor & Newton's sap green. They're very different. That's one thing I found out. The difference is pretty dramatic. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead up here. Just zigzagging across, dotting in things. And now it's getting fuller as it comes down. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it just to darken it a little bit. This might be too light once it dries. I think I got this a little too wet. just used sap green on the bottom under here and washed sideways upward, and then used the tip of my round brush to make some thicker grasses. Now I'm going in with this rigger and I'm making some tall grasses, and they're just going to be poking up here and there all over the place. Maybe I'll even put in a cattail. Now, instead of using gouache, I may just use a white pen to put a few ripples in, but we'll see. Let me dry this real quick. Okay, so this is my finished sketch, and it was a pretty quick one, so didn't take a lot. But I don't know if you can see the. Let me try to zoom in here and get this under the light, and maybe you can see the. I don't know if you can see the sparkle or not. Oh, it's so sparkly. There's a little bit there that you might be able to see. But the whole thing is doing that. And it's really cool on water. There, you can see it there in the cattails. See that? How it sparkles? It's a lot sparklier. It's not overdone, but it's definitely sparklier in person. But anyway, that's it, you guys. Remember to be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Have a great day. Bye-bye.